Greetings, welcome to TFT Tarot for Today, Divine Dabblings, and this is Oberon's outlook on the emotional exchanges. It's my weekly look into our emotional lives in terms of relationships. I focus mostly on your primary relationships, the ones you have or maybe the ones you want to have, but in general also on other close, strong relationships. And I do this by reading the tarot that's represented in the Final Rose tarot, which is basically a novelty deck that was formed around the idea of a dating game, a bachelor marriage proposal game. And it works for me. The images are tarot images, but in a more novel format. Basically, I'm pulling two cards, for each sign of the zodiac. The first card represents their good vibration, what's going on romantically or in strong friendships, relationships. And then the second card is their bad trip. What may possibly happen that they could hopefully avert, or what are the negative or unpleasant emotional situations or forces that are around. All right. So I have shuffled my deck. One more riffle. There we go. All right. And we read around the zodiac, although we cut the deck into 4 piles and we pull the appropriate zodiac pile from its elemental association. So I give you air, fire, water, and earth. And the first card from the top of the deck is the good vibration. The card from the bottom of the deck is the bad trip. So we start with Aries, which is a fire sign. Aries starts off strong. The 10 of Rings, which is the 10 of Pentacles. It says hometowns. Well, in terms of romance or strong relationships, Aries, your good vibration says there's a lot of strong energy around the concept of your home, your foundation, your family, your besties, however they know that. This is a feeling of strong love in the sense of feeling secure and provided for. And so I'm going to suggest to Aries that this is your feeling this week. You're just feeling like you're really enjoying the sense of being loved and protected and secure in your relationship or just in general around your home life, because it's really speaking more to that. So now from the bottom of that deck, the bad trip, and it's the reversed 8 of Wands, called the 8 of Roses here. And I would suggest that this whole week is going to be incredibly tiring and that you're going to feel kind of out of energy by this week's end, that it really will provide too much activity, too much of a hurry. It looks to me like maybe perhaps we're rushing around trying to either provide this in some form, or maybe it's just saying that all this other stuff going on in our relationships and friendships is going to be really demanding of us and taking some of our energy away. And it could be, of course, with the spring, people start wanting to get out again, especially after so long, and trying to engage us. And some of these are your best friends, so try to be a little delicate with that, just in case. Okay, moving to the earth signs, Taurus. And Taurus Taurus has pulled Major Arcana 17, the cocktail party, the star, and Taurus is feeling greatly hopeful, like maybe they are finally finding a sense of a destiny in romance or in their relationships. Something just feels incredibly positive for them for this week. It could be a renewal of vows for some people, or maybe it could be finally bringing the engagement into the wedding final race, something like that. Now, Taurus, you have a bad trip too. It's the reversed Ace of Pentacles, called the Ace of Rings here. And it says first date, but it's reversed. It may be that we're getting our hopes up too high. Maybe we're feeling really brave and fortuitous about something and willing to venture forth into the idea of the first date. And it may be that this is going to need more time. I don't think this is saying the first date is a disaster, or whatever that equivalent is for people already in relationships, a date night of some other sort. But maybe it's saying that particular plans for something really special are either going to backfire in some way or perhaps just not work out. Maybe they're going to have complications or time out in certain ways. I'm getting a sense of a time vibration there. So that's too bad for Tauruses. You might have to wait a while before maybe you feel the sense of hope again. I hope it's not too long. So now we're going to move to the air signs, Gemini. And you have the Major Arcana 6, the Lovers. And this is a good card for Gemini too, because of course it sort of signifies a sense of duality. And Gemini, of course, represents the twins. But in the Lovers card, it's about the choice between things that we can love, whether they're different people or different situations, or even a mixture of those in a way. So it could be that Geminis are facing that in this week ahead, the idea of romance or romantic trending presenting choices for us. So then what is the bad trip for the Geminis? And it's the reversed King of Flutes or King of Cups. And it may be that this is warning us about really this choice, because the reversed King of Cups could be somebody that maybe is not really your emotional equivalent, Geminis. They may not be able to resonate to you in the ways that you expect kindness to be, or the way you expect to extend kindness. And it's different for everyone. Maybe they don't resonate to that. Maybe you're going to pick somebody who is not emotionally a good pick for you. So choose carefully. It may be that the package looks more interesting than what is really underneath it. And now we're going to move to the water sign, Cancer. Cancer, you have our death card, the end. And of course, in real tarot, the death card doesn't mean the end of anything necessarily, without also considering the beginning of something else. And perhaps Cancer, what you feel has changed dramatically will open up to something that could be much better for you on that emotional level. We're trying to keep it positive here and to see that. And I feel that an end or a transformation to a situation that you're emotionally involved with, maybe it's people you love or care for in various ways, that change may provide the way towards a better situation for you, somewhere else to put your emotional energies to. So then, Cancer, your bad trip, it's the reverse Ten of Cups. It says the proposal. It's Ten of Flutes, but it's Ten of Cups in this for regular tarot. And it's the proposal reversed. And you know, the Ten of Cups reversed is rather a bad trip. It could be saying too that you're going to have very guarded feelings about your emotional life. You may feel that what this change did is going to take an amount of time of healing for you. No one says, Cancer, that you have to jump into things right away. It would be better for Cancers to work on their healing issues for this time. So we're back to the fire signs with Leo. And Leo has the Five of Cups. And it's upright. And it's a high energy card. It says, sorry, I'm the worst. I screwed up, or whatever that is there. And Five of Cups represents a degree of doing things for yourself and maybe not being mindful of the consequences. I find this to be possibly a good vibration for you, though, because it may be you're freeing yourself from certain things that you do need to shake up. And if those things are meant to return, they will return to you. So it's good to have those apologies in order, maybe the little gift cake, because there is life after a screw up. And it may be that you'll have to just figure out a way to keep yourself open to what could still be coming, Leo. So then the bad trip for Leo. It's the Eight of Cups reversed. It's a self-illumination or elimination. And it's reversed though. So the Eight of Cups is saying that maybe this has a bit of karma attached to the situation with the first one, and that you may find you will have to stick around a little bit to work on some repair issues. Eight of Cups, maybe it's not repair necessarily, but there's still some role for you to play in the situation that maybe you thought you screwed up in emotionally. And so you may have to figure out what that is to make amends. Okay, from Leo, we go to Virgo. And Virgo's upright, good vibration. Upright Queen of Swords, also called the Bad Lady. This card, as a good vibration, maybe suggests that you're really very empowered by knowing exactly what the correct course of actions in your romantic or life of relationships is. More than anyone else, you are in charge. You are able to make your own decisions. And the feeling is if that there are others who basically feel like that's not right, it may be that you don't really register them at all. This is really about your own total empowerment, your ability to make very good decisions for yourself in terms of relationships. And it may be that this is what's going to be on your plate this week, that maybe this is your chance to kind of take charge of where your relationships are going. Perhaps it's your primary one, or perhaps it's just other meaningful relationships that you have. So watch for that then. And it's the Three of Wands reversed, Three of Roses. And it says next destination, but it's reversed here. So you might have to change some plans here. Maybe this overall methodology is good, but it's how, where, why, and with whom that you employ it. So it could be implying, like maybe with one of the other signs, you might be making a bad choice and you should reroute, the next destination. Maybe it's not door number 1, it's door number 4 or 5 to turn that colloquial on its head. All right, so that was Virgo. So now we're on to Libra. The good vibration for Libra. It's the 9 of Swords. It's upright. As a good vibration, it may be saying you're willing to wait for everything to be really in its place. And that may mean that there are other emotional issues for you right now to preclude you from romance or other parts of your emotional life. And you may be finding you need to pull back in consideration for other things you have to do. And they may involve helping other people emotionally when they're down, or just maybe other kinds of situations that you can be helpful in. Okay, Libra, so then what is the bad trip? And the bad trip is the 5 of Coins reversed. And 5 of Coins reversed usually ends up being a little bit better than a bad trip. The 5 of Coins reversed may be saying that in this first situation where you have to maybe think about how you can help others and put some of your own romantic or relationship issues aside for now, I think what this card is saying is that it's going to be a balance, really, that maybe the situations you're trying to help are in some way closer to your own than you think. It may be that there's hints of something that is involving a number of your relationships right now. There may be a common denominator. It may be that there's something beneath the surface there. Okay, we move to Scorpio. And it's the 4 of Pentacles reversed. And I think this is saying, Scorpios, this is a time for you to really emotionally give great value to people you care about, whether it's primary types of relationships or family relationships or other people. Now is the time to spend a little extra for those you really care about. This is a time to really show in many ways how you appreciate them. So what's the bad trip? And the bad trip is the moon reversed. And it may be that you're not going to see some deception that's going on around you, maybe in terms of friends or romances or relationships. So I don't know how it's connected to the first card. I don't think it actually is. This may be a different matter altogether. The bad trip may be saying really that when you thought you could count on certain objectivity or truth in a relationship, that may fail on you. So it only is connected in a sense of that maybe in the giving of value, maybe a truth is revealed. All right, back to the fire sign Sagittarius. And it's the 3 of Cups, 3 of Flutes. here to make friends, it says. Three of Cups is saying that emotionally, you're also about, like maybe the last reading for Scorpio, about giving emotionally, but I think it's more about participating in the joy of friendships, in the celebration of life and friendships. And this is a time for Sagittarians to really engage with people, I think, in all sorts of ways. All right, then Sagittarius, what's the bad trip? And it's the Four of Cups upright, Four of Flutes, reflection. And this may be saying that you have to really go into yourself a little bit this week. You're not really ready maybe to necessarily move into a more forward movement with a particular relationship, either your primary or other relationships. It may be time for you to think about a particular thing. Maybe there's somebody whose interest in you or in others is questionable. Maybe you need to find out more about what's really going on with them. What are they offering to you or to someone you care about, and whether or not that's a good thing or not. Okay, Sagittarius, we're going to Capricorn. Capricorn has the Knight of Cups, the Knight of Flutes, and I think that means that Capricorn is possibly moving towards a romantic encounter. It may be with their already romantic partner or partners, or it could be something new. A new adventure in love is possibly coming to you. It's really grand. It says the hopeless romantic. I've joked about that before. So Capricorn, whether or not you're already in a pretty primary relationship or you're hoping to be, I think this is saying this is the week where you really can expect maybe some tingles in the love department. Now Capricorn, of course, you would have a bad trip too. And you have another knight. You have the Knight of Mirrors, the Knight of Swords, the Meathead. And I think this is saying that although we're feeling this joy of romantic vibes happening all around us, we have to take care that we're not too forceful, too pressing, or possibly even misinterpreting friendship signals for something else. Don't be a meathead. All right, from Capricorn, we go to Aquarius. And your good trip, it's the Hermit, in the moment. And I think from a vantage point of thinking and feeling about your emotional register at this time, Aquarius, you are in the moment. You are feeling like everything is really perfect and there for consideration. So whether you're thinking about furthering relationships you have or furthering the idea of any relationships, you're going to just sort of give it a pause and really see how that works for you, because it may be that this is not necessarily anything you have to do right now, but other than just to be in the moment of yourself, the perfect love within yourself, Aquarius. So then there's a bad trip, no? And it's that Queen of Wands, the Beauty Queen reversed. And you know, the Queen of Wands has started to become kind of the overall signal for somebody who maybe is a little bit too direct and maybe cavalier and indiscreet, impolite when they want something or when they're thinking about moving it. And I think the card is saying, don't be that person. You know, that although we might be in the moment and feel like we understand exactly the mysteries of love for ourselves, we might not be able to enact them necessarily. And so remember, kindness always. Aquarians, don't be judgmental. The person you scorn today might be the person who could be your best chance at love in the future. So then from Aquarius, we finally move to Pisces. Pisces has paradise. Number 19, the sun. Pisces, I think you're literally going to discover love. It may be a love you've already had, but maybe you're going to just discover something even deeper than you can think about it. Maybe there's the prospect of some of our Pisces friends thinking that they're ready to consider children even. This is a very enjoyable sign here for people who want to have children, or for people who don't necessarily mind if they're having children. But it's really mostly about discovery of love and the love within ourselves. And so, Pisces, what is the bad trip then? It's the reversed King of Pentacles, the jeweler. And I think this is mostly saying that although we are having this great conversation within ourselves and or exploration of love in our lives, don't be surprised if there is somebody who doesn't necessarily feel that way about us, and that they may be the person who feels that they have something to say about it, and mostly just in terms of finances. So if you were a very young person and you needed financial help with wedding plans or any sort of planning, this could be that parental type figure who maybe is not approving of your relationship. In fact, in general, I'm going to say that this just sort of signifies a disapproval maybe of certain people's relationships that you, Pisces, may encounter, that maybe depending on what you're involved in romantically or just in friendships, may provoke a little bit of dissatisfaction in other people who you think are your friends too. So that's what I had for the signs of the zodiac in Oberon's outlook on the emotional exchanges. And I hope you watch all our programming. We're not going to be here this Saturday for happy hour. We're out of town reading cards at the Arts and Craft Metaphysical Shop over there on the other side of the state. But we will be back Sunday morning for Banshee's Material Matters, as well as our live stream that afternoon, 2 to 4 p.m. And until next week, take care, everybody. It was wonderful to read for you. Bye-bye.